I was 17 when we started dating. We were high school sweethearts. We were married a year later. The abuse started pretty early on in the marriage. One incident that stands out is the day he decided he didn't need to hide it anymore, my baby shower. He got angry that I was taking too long to say goodbye, and he dragged me by my hair and threw me into the car, 8 months pregnant, in front of all of our family and friends.
We met through an online dating website when I was about 28, and even from the beginning, she seemed very jealous of all women. But she confided in me that she had been cheated on in a previous relationship, so she had trust issues. And we began dating, and things were going really well. And despite the jealousy, I really liked her. And with time, I was hoping that I could show her that she could trust me and I could be that guy.
Back then you didn't talk about it. My family knew and it didn't matter. I remember one morning after I had been brutally beaten, he threw me out of the house with my 2 children. It was winter time and we only had on pajamas, no shoes. We walked about 2 miles to my aunt's house. She met us at the door, me completely bloody and bruised, and told us to go back home. She didn't need that drama at her house.
Things continued to get worse. She would become extremely angry over anything that had to do with anyone but her. I couldn't even talk about colleagues at work. She would break into my phone constantly looking for emails or text messages from other women.
I guess I figured that if my own family knew about it, that I was supposed to stay. I did take the vows, for better or for worse. This was my life now.
Most of what I experienced was name calling, being berated, threatened, accused, screamed at on a weekly basis. At some point it turned physical, and I remember the first time she hit me.
Over the years, I took my children and we left several times. He always managed to bring me back. I felt like a horrible mother. How could I keep subjecting my children to this? I convinced myself that since I was taking the brunt of it, I was protecting them.
I knew it wasn't a good situation, but I did love her. And when times were good, they were amazing. Those times just became less and less.
I endured a lot in that marriage, and looking back, I hate to think what the children saw. The day that I decided to leave once and for all was the scariest day of my life. I knew he would come looking for us, but I packed up my children and we just left.
I couldn't really talk to my friends or family about it. I didn't even realize it, but she had isolated me from everyone, so I didn't talk to them as not to upset her. I still don't even know how it happened really, but even if I could talk to them, what was I gonna say? My girlfriend's abusing me. I mean, you read about stuff like that happening to guys, but you don't actually ever see it. At least I never thought it was a thing.
I knew about C.A.R.E. from a sign I saw posted in a restaurant bathroom. I remember thinking that there is no way they would be able to help me.
I heard about C.A.R.E. through a friend at school who had mentioned that they helped her with an order of protection about a year ago.
I couldn't call anyone I knew for help, so I finally decided to call C.A.R.E. They brought us right in, and from day one they understood. I have to say that I do not think I would be alive today if it wasn't for the advocates at C.A.R.E. They have done so much for me and my children.
After multiple failed attempts, I was finally able to walk away for good, but I was really struggling, and I know it sounds crazy, but I missed her and I missed the good times with her. So I decided to pick up the phone and I called the hotline to speak with an advocate.
My children and I have been through a lot and are still dealing with the aftermath. However, I am now able to work on a better life for me and my children. I attend weekly counseling and weekly domestic violence support groups, and they have even helped me with finding a home for our family. I just cannot put into words how much everyone there has done for us.
Once I started to talk, it all came out. And not only did I have somebody who was there to listen, but they understood, they related, and finally I didn't feel alone in this anymore. I know if you've never been in a relationship like this, you couldn't possibly understand why somebody would stay. All I can tell you is that the hope, the need to show this person enough love and support to earn their affection back, to overcome everything and find this amazing relationship that you think is there, but it wasn't going to happen. And C.A.R.E helped show me that and helped me understand and accept that, and I understood that this wasn't my fault.
I now know that I am not to blame for being abused, nor am I the cause of his abusive behavior.
There are people waiting to help.
You are not alone.
I'm Karen McElhaney, Executive Director for the Center for Abuse and Rape Emergency in Charlotte County. Even though the people you just saw are actors, the stories they shared with you were told from real-life survivors of domestic violence. Let that sink in for a moment. The violence and trauma experienced by these two individuals was real. The bruises on their bodies were real. Their fear was real. Years ago, no one spoke about domestic violence. No one was there to listen. No one was there to help. For the last 37 years, C.A.R.E has been providing resources to the community that includes legal services, 24/7 hotline, emergency shelter stays, clothing, housing assistance, in addition to a large team of certified advocates who are dedicated and committed to motivating, empowering, and helping victims of domestic violence move forward towards a better life. The scars of domestic violence and abuse run deep. The trauma survivors go through can stay with families long after they have escaped their abusive situation. All survivors deserve the right to live free of fear. It's difficult dealing with the complexity of violence as an adult. Imagine what it must be like for a child living with this nightmare. These children are often uprooted from their homes, shuffled into strange surroundings without having any of their own toys or clothes. They are trying to process this chaos without being able to understand why daddy is hitting mommy. This is in addition to being subjected to two adults who are screaming at each other. All the while, these children are thinking, this is my fault. This year, we want to do something extra special for the children of domestic violence in Charlotte County. We have planned an entire year full of events that are fun as well as educational to try and restore some sense of normalcy to their young lives. I am appealing to each and every one of you, and I implore all of you to please help us help these children of domestic violence. Please open your hearts and your wallets to help us give these kids what they so deserve. A year of sunshine, special time to laugh, and make happy memories. Thank you.